Hey everybody, today let's talk electricians knives. I've got a couple examples to show you. This is an old one I had since new, used it a bunch. It's a Camillus. Let's see, make that out right there. And I've sharpened the heck out of this thing, wore the blade down a little bit. Like most of these, they have a liner lock. This one has a brass liner lock, but it's not on the main blade. It's actually on what I call the number 2 blade right here, screwdriver slash wire stripper blade that it has. This one here, I've got a toolbox with a bunch of electrical tools, and that's where this thing usually sits. And I pulled it out one day and it was a rusted mess sitting in that toolbox with all this humidity we have here and everything, you know. So I took it out, cleaned it up, got some of the corrosion off, and got it back, sharpened it up, and got it back where it's usable again. But yeah, everything works real good on it. Got a really nice snap to it. It's a little scratched up, a little beat up, but still a very, very usable electrician's knife. Then I got this other old one here I want to show you. This thing here was I got for maybe $1 or something, you know, at a flea market or something like that, or it was in a lot of other knives I bought. But it's a Colonial electrician's knife, Providence, Rhode Island. There you can kind of see, and it was really rusted. The handles were all cracked, and it had the Barlow bolsters on it like this one, but unlike this one where they're solid, they were that hollow, you know, stamp sheet metal, and they were all rusted. The little tabs were rusted off on it, and it was in really bad shape. Just like my Camillus, this one has a liner lock too, but it's steel, and I had to completely disassemble this knife because it would not do that. It had no, now it's got, you know, the positive half snap and open and close, and then on this blade, you know, the stripper screwdriver blade, which came out pretty good. It's considerably thinner than the Camillus model, the blade thickness, but it works good. This one's also marked Colonial, Providence, Rhode Island. But yeah, the liner lock wasn't working, and it had no snap. Now it's like perfect as far as that goes. Now the handles are kind of not the greatest. What I did, it's one piece, and then of wood, and then I just you know, carved it and then painted these silver, and it's kind of crude, but I made it usable again. The main thing I wanted to accomplish working on this knife was just to get that back again, you know, get the main corrosion off of it. I could still spend a little more time cleaning it up and try to, you know, get that down a little bit, but it's perfectly usable the way it is. And yeah, I brought this old thing that was, I mean, it really was barely worth $1 when I got, you know, it was in such bad shape. Most people probably would have just thrown it away, but yeah, I got it to where it's usable, you know, be a good first pocket knife for somebody or an electrician, or just to throw in your toolbox, you know, and have for that. And then while I'm at it, I'll show you this Barlow. This is my favorite Barlow, and I'll tell you why. This was my dad's. And I remember as a boy, he carried this thing religiously. And it's an old Saber. It's the number 3 because it had the clip blade. And it lost maybe a 1/4 inch or more of its original length just from him using it and abusing it over the years. But it has the pen blade still in pretty good shape on it. And I am a big fan of USA made knives, but I have to admit, I mean, this is made in Japan, but the quality of this knife, I mean, is really, really good. I mean, as far as edge holding, edge retention and fit and finish quality and everything. But I just love these bone handles, the color of them. Yeah, I remember when I was a boy, we had a garden, and my dad would pull this knife out, and when we were planting potatoes, and he would use this blade right here to cut the eyes out of the potatoes and drop them in the dirt, and walk along with this knife and cut up potatoes when we were planting those. Along with I mean, he used this thing for everything. So it was a everyday carry knife for him. Got a little crack in the bone right there, but I just love it. I just love this knife. So yeah, I just wanted to show you that Barlow. And like I said, this isn't the hollow bolsters on this. These are solid stainless steel. Bolsters on the old Saber, made in Japan Saber. So yeah, I just wanted to show you these few knives here, and this one, Electricians knives and Barlow. Yeah, just leave me a comment down there if you know any more history about these knives I'm showing you, or you're interested in this style knife and you collect them, or love to hear from you. This is Dave. See you in the next one.